Don't start no trying to reconnect.
So we'll just share it right here.
Yeah, you can. Yep, perfect. You can take it and share it. Oh, let me turn my volume down. Oh, y'all see y'all coming in, man. Y'all came in fast. Hey, we sitting here sharing the video. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all coming in fast. Give me a second. Hey, Sonya, your sister on here already.
What's up, Sonya?
Your sister is on here already. Y'all moved fast on me. Hey, y'all, hey. I'm sharing videos. We're going to get started.
Hello, hey, Jamila.
Okay, you're coming in.
Vaughn.
Hey, Vaughn. Good morning, Vaughn. Hey,
Vaughn.
Casey. Oh, thank you for telling me I look cute. I appreciate that. He makes me look better. That's what it is. He makes
all
him.
That's all the time.
He makes me look better. He makes me look better. That's what it is. That's what it is. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? I see y'all coming in,
Natasha.
sliding in. Hey,
Where's
Natasha. Hey, Monica. Your cousin Monica is on.
Monica.
I don't know if people know how many people we have in our family and how huge our lineage is and how strong our...
It's a lot.
It's a lot of us. It's a lot. Our great-grandmother had a lot of us.
We are many.
Yeah, so don't mess with one of us because you're going to probably encounter a slew of us unless one of us did something absolutely wrong. The lighting in here is simply amazing. So I love and appreciate that all together. Y'all coming in, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. I'm going to get started this morning. Y'all know I always like to share a scripture first. You have a favorite scripture?
I have so many.
What's one of yours?
So many. Which one you want me to?
It don't matter. What's one that you just that's your life scripture?
I believe Romans 8 and 18.
Okay.
For we reckon that the present suffering of this time shall not be compared to the glory that shall be revealed.
Wow.
In
Like,
us.
yeah.
So in other words, the suffering and what we're going through, God's gonna get glory.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Romans 8:28 is one of mine.
Wow.
But one of the things that I've been reading lately is Isaiah 40:4, and it says, "Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become leveled, and the rugged places plain."
Wow.
And God has been showing me. He said, "I'll go before you and make your crooked places straight.
Yes.
I'll level the
Yes.
mountains." So
Yes.
that they know I called you Travis by name.
Wow.
I called you LaKisha
By name. Yes.
He said, I'm going to level the mountains. You ain't even got to do it. I'm
Right.
going to go before you and level the mountains. And I've
Right.
been studying that lately. And I'm like, man, what a word this is to know that when God calls you, he goes before you.
Yes.
And will level everything out
He
in
will.
the way that's trying to keep you from getting to what you need to get to.
Yes, he
So,
will.
good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations. I am LaKisha Johnson, your host for today. And I have all my guests, y'all, like you say, everybody is special. But this my rider. This my baby. This my baby. This my ride or die right here. So it is a very special interview. And it just happens to be my last interview for the year. And I think definitely I got the best for last,
Yes.
just because he's my baby. I'm going to introduce him to you in a second, but I need to share a couple of things with you of just about how instrumental you've been in my life. Travis, I call him Travis, but he is Stephen T. Robinson, and we are cousins. He and my mom are actually first cousins, but he and I are extremely close, and you have just been pivotal at some moments in my life. But I'm going to tell you two things that were so significant to me that you probably didn't even know. One day we were talking, and I think it was before you had married Caleb, and we were just talking about women and what kind of woman you wanted. And you said something very powerful, because never, ever, ever would I ever think I would fit in the realm of Aunt Liella. But you said to me, you were like, I want a woman like you and my mom. And I was like, he just compared me to Aunt Liella, because Aunt Liella was such a powerful force. Like, I don't even know if people understood how amazing this woman was.
Yes,
like, she
was.
supported Uncle Ulysses in ministry.
Yes.
She managed her household.
Right.
She took care of her kids. She didn't say a whole lot, but when she did, you knew she meant what she said.
Right.
And she was just a different breed of woman. So when you put me in the classification of her, it helped me give some definition to who I was.
Wow.
And that word took root into me. But it also, because your mom had very traditional values. Your mom and dad had very traditional values.
Right.
And I have very traditional values.
Yes.
And it let me know that it was okay for me to hold on to my traditional values of wanting to serve my husband.
Right.
I even remember one time when you married Caleb, this was so funny. I was so used to fixing your plate.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I was so used to fixing your plate when I was around.
Right.
Aunt Liella had died, and Kayla was sitting over there, and I was getting ready to fix your plate, and she didn't do it in a bad way.
Right.
She shuffled quickly, like, Pepper, I don't need you to fix I don't need you to fix my husband.
She said, I got it.
I got it. I don't need you to fix my husband's plate. And then something else you did for me was after Jermaine died, and I was trying to find myself. And I remember I called you one day, and I was like, I really feel like the Lord is going to let us do something together.
Right.
And a couple days later, you called, and you were like, cuz.
Yes.
And I was like, yes. You were like, I need you to get over here.
Yes.
And I need you to design this curriculum, and I need you to help me teach Bible study.
Right.
And one of the things that I thought was so unique about it was, you were like, I don't need you to be my member.
Right.
You broke out the box.
Right.
You broke out the box of traditionalism. You were like, you don't have to join my church. I get to bring in a guest lecturer. I get to create and do this differently.
Right.
And just you doing that gave me confidence. Even when I started ministry, even when I went into LMJ Ministries, just you boosting me, saying, no, we going to do this, whether it's traditional or not. You gave me the confidence of what I need, so I thank you for that.
To God be the glory.
Yeah, I thank you for that. So this is my guest. This is my guest. That's Vanessa Williamson. She hadn't seen you in a long time. Yeah. It's she's from Brown Street over there with Lisa and Shauna's friend. Okay. You remember Vanessa if we did. Now, Travis and I also have some very funny stories, as encouraging as he is and has been, and I think we just have exchanged. We also have some funny stuff between us because he had this Mazda truck.
Oh, a smooth operator.
Travis had this Mazda truck, and I don't even know how all of us fit in this truck, but we would be in this truck, and it was like a 2-seater truck, the lowrider, back in the back, and I couldn't go with too many people. My mom just didn't allow me to do that. I could not go with too many people, but he definitely allowed me to go with Travis, and we would be in that truck. We all had curfews, but me, him, my cousin Shauna, and Lisa, we would be just doing some of the dumbest stuff in this truck. Randy, Tootie would be in the truck. Melvin, Tootie would be in the truck. Pastor Lindsay would be in this truck. We would all, Carol, send me a picture of your CNC truck. We would all be in this truck. Hey, Lady Kayla, I saw you log on. Hey. We want to make sure we shout out this queen of this. And I want to tell you thank you for sharing your husband with me. I love you because she's allowed us to be close. And she's never said, no, this ain't. She's never interfered with our relationship. And I love that for her because you've been so instrumental in my low moments and loving on me and spoiling me and feeding me breakfast. So let me start with a few questions for you. Who is Stephen T? Who is Stephen T?
Stephen T is a servant. I love God. I love God more than anything. And Stephen T is a person who has been through challenges. I've had some very tough challenges. A lot of people don't know in my life, especially in the area of relationship. Oh, wow. But God has totally delivered me and given me a new outlook on relationship and marriage now. Yes. I'm able to treat Lady Kayla the way a queen is supposed to be treated. Yes. Because of what I've been through. So not ashamed of what I've been through. Oh, I love that. Because it has developed me to be the person I am now.
Yeah.
So Stephen T is just a funny person. I love people.
He is.
I love to be around people.
You do.
I'm very humble.
You are.
Not arrogant.
Yeah.
Because I know God has given me this gift that I have.
And then I'm going to say something about you. A lot of people don't know. You're actually very, very brilliant. You're a reader.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of people don't know how much you read.
Thank you.
How many books you buy. Because you and I share books, the love of books.
I just bought
He probably bought about just 20 books.
Yeah.
He is a reader. He is well educated. He has degrees that you'll probably never really hear him talk about. That's what I love about you. He doesn't throw his clout or his name. A lot of people know that you can preach, right? But I don't know if people know how much time you spend in study, how much time you spend reading, how much you. Somebody said, "What does the T stand for?" Travis. Hey,
Travis.
But very few people get to call him Travis, so that you know that. His mom called him Travis.
Yes.
I call him Travis. His wife can call him Travis. All the rest of y'all don't get to call. That's my name for Travis. That's my name for T. That's my personal thing. Everybody else stay off the Travis. But he is so brilliant, and I don't think people understand how brilliant, because you don't ever assert your brilliance. And that's one of the things that I've always loved about you, is you're also very good at putting people around you that connect the dots. And a lot of people miss that in ministry. Like, I've watched you pull on other people's strength, that you're not afraid to put other people in place. That may be lacking something you don't have, and admitting and saying, "Oh, I don't have to know how to do this."
I learned that from Bishop Jakes. He says you're only great as the people around you.
Oh, that's good.
Because they make you look good. You know, where you are vulnerable and weak at. Don't be ashamed to put people around you and be intimidated because they're making you look good. So
that's good. That's a unique characteristic, though, because I've watched. You and I both have been in ministry, been around pastors. We've been in the church all our lives. My daddy's a pastor. Your daddy is a pastor. We've had this ministry, and people are afraid to do that. People are afraid. People have ministry, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, God ordained me for this," and they won't attach the other people to the vision. Because they're so fearful. But if God gave you those people, or gave you the ministry, He's going to give you the partnerships to connect with the ministry. He's going to give you the people and the connections. And then something you just shared about your failed relationships that made you a better husband now. Did it make you soul search? Like, what happened?
See, that's what people don't understand after you've gone through challenge. It's not for you to bash or look at the other person. It's for you to look at yourself. And that's what I did. I evaluated myself. And when I evaluated myself, I couldn't blame it on anybody else. I blamed it on myself because I was very, very, and I want you to hear me, very insecure. And there were some things in me.
Come on, Travis.
Some things in me that was hindering the marriage or the relationship. Because if you are insecure, you will run people away quickly.
Oh, wow.
So I had to soul search myself and, see what it was about me.
Wow.
And I didn't even love me first. I was trying to impress and love somebody else first. And God sent me through a process or season of just loving on me.
That's good.
And then I believe it was about maybe 2 to 3 years where all I did was just loved on me.
Yes.
And when that happened, I was ready for Lady Kayla to marry now.
Yeah.
So I knew how to love me. So if I know how to love myself, I definitely know how to love somebody else.
Man, you're going to make me slap you up here. You know I'm animated, but that is so powerful. But it was powerful for you as a man to admit your insecurities. Men don't want to talk about their insecurities and their issues that they have, and I know how instrumental you've been in my life of saying you're not the problem in this. You know what I'm saying? You're not the problem. And not saying I don't have stuff to work on, but you're not the problem. It's not, you're not the problem. Just hold tight, because you're not the problem. So for you to talk about your own insecurities, you'll free some man who's watching this today who doesn't even want to talk about his own insecurities or what's keeping him from moving into the relationship. For preparing him to be king, priest, and prophet of his home. Somebody just said, Jonathan just said that was for him. So you admitting your insecurities is going to change everything. Let's skip around a little bit. A lot of people, you know how I feel like about your name. I call you Travis for a reason, and I'm going to tell people why I call him Travis. You are the baby. from this lineage of great preachers.
Yes.
Your dad, my uncle, Reverend
Right.
Ulysses C. Robinson, was the North Little Rock preacher.
Work with it.
Work with it. KITA.
Yeah,
I remember going to
1440.
1440, going to the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad just was an amazing preacher, still is, just
Yeah.
extraordinary man of God.
Yeah.
And here we come, the baby of this crew coming through. When did you feel the call and pull for ministry? Because a lot of people will think that you went into ministry just because your family was in ministry.
No.
You actually were this phenomenal
Right.
basketball player.
Man,
Like you were this phenomenal basketball
that
player.
was- you know
like,
that was my-
I loved watching you play basketball.
you know
You
that
were
was
a
my thing.
hooper. Like you were a phenomenal basketball
Yeah.
player. So when did you feel the pull of the call? What happened?
Well, first of all, my father started us out in ministry early. I think I maybe sang my first song when I was 3. Mm-hmm. And so it was we were always in ministry. But, like you said, basketball was my thing. Anybody that knew me knew that basketball was my thing. So eventually I started to, I always listened at ministry and different preachers when I was young. Mm-hmm. But I believe it was about 20-something when I was started singing with a group called Purity.
Okay.
My brothers.
Who was in that group? Who was in Purity?
The one and only Darius Nelson.
Okay.
He's the minister of music, St. Mark.
Yes.
Tanner Gary, who's
Tanner, yes.
you remember him?
Yes. Tanner and I went to high school
Tanner is
together.
in Houston.
Okay, he's in Houston now.
Pastor Dwayne Lindsay, of course, my best friend.
D.L. Lindsay, come on, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Yes.
and rest in love, Minister Rodney Evans,
yeah.
who passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
But all of us are doing very well in ministry, all of
Yeah.
us. But we were singing with that group, and there was a particular revival that was going on, and Bishop Morton was preaching. Mm-hmm. Bishop Paul Morton was preaching at my brother's church, and there was a musical event. We were supposed to be at that entire week. But I felt the pull of God that entire week because I missed the music ministry to go to hear the preaching. I had heard people say all the time, man, you're going to be a preacher. You're going to follow. And I was like, I hated to hear that.
Yeah, because you had your own identity.
Yeah.
You had your own identity.
Really, I didn't want to be that. And,
Yes.
and I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If I didn't make it in the NBA, I'm going to tell you what I really wanted to do.
What?
I really wanted to sing R&B.
R&B. I know. You know.
that.
I know.
And
You
you
know. I
already know
know.
that.
You know. I'm like.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. I had an opportunity. I met Khalil Roundtree was the manager for Boys and Men. He heard me sing.
I remember
and
that.
He wanted to inquire about me, but he was actually killed in Chicago.
Wow.
So that probably would have opened up a door for that. A lot of people don't know that, but my friends in Purity can tell you that.
Yeah.
But the pull of God was on me. It was on me, and I just was feeling his pull,
Yeah.
and I was trying to ignore it.
Yeah.
But one night I had a Road of Damascus experience.
That road to Damascus. That road to Damascus.
Well,
it's something else.
Yes, where it was just me and him.
Yes.
And he plainly told me, I need you to share my word.
My God.
And it was so real
My God.
that I jumped up. I can't tell you where I was.
Yeah, that's fine. You ain't got to tell it. We ain't going to tell all of it. We got some stuff between us.
Me and Pastor Lindsay shared it all the time.
We don't need to know where you were.
But I got up from where I was.
Yes.
We drove to my father's house.
Yes.
I came in fast and just dove on the bed.
Yes.
And told him I had been called and just hugged him, and my mom them started crying.
Yes.
And he said, I knew it. He said, you could only run for so long.
Only run for so long.
Yeah, so
because I'm gonna tell you something. I taught that this week. When you're earmarked, it ain't your option.
Right.
Like people can walk in disobedience and
Right.
there's no big deal for them.
Right.
But when you earmarked,
Right.
it really ain't your option.
Right. I saw my brother, Tori Delaney.
Tori Delaney.
He's going to be on my project. What's up, Tori?
Hi, Tori.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, but that's what happened with that.
Okay. I think, and thank you for sharing that, because I think people all have their moment in their call. I actually accepted my call under the leadership of your father, under your encouragement. Preach my first sermon here. I really wasn't even sure of this thing or this call or whatever with women in ministry. It had not been for you and your dad. Your dad was very, your dad was very revolutionary. He was licensing women. He was licensing women when people weren't really licensing women. And he wasn't even making us preach on the floor. He would let us preach in the pulpit. Like, your dad was doing some stuff
He took a lot of hits. He was a sacrificial lamb for that.
He was.
Yes, he took a lot of hits for that, women preachers.
Yeah, but he knew that women were called. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, just like those women that walked with Jesus in ministry, he was identifying, allowing, and opened up the door and the gap for a lot of us to be who we are, to just be able to walk into what we wanted to walk, what we were able to walk into. So let's skip forward. You get into this ministry thing. You've already shared the thing about being married multiple times. You know what I'm saying? You have your beautiful daughter, Sky. You have CJ, and then the Lord is about to call you into this pastor thing. And I can't give you guys all his story. Some of this stuff will come out in his book. But he was calling you into this pastor thing, and you come in and you move into the role and the position of pastoring a church that had already been established by your father, right? How hard was that? Because I know it wasn't easy, because there was a culture already established at the church. How hard was that? How hard was that for you to move into, like, as rewarding as it is, as you knew that it was supposed to be, still, how hard was that for you to walk into this?
Well, first, let me say I was faithful and a servant first.
That's good.
I was here when nobody else was here.
Yes, and not because it was your dad.
Yeah. So I'm telling some young preacher or whatever, faithfulness will pay off. Don't be so in a hurry to just grab a church just to be grabbing anything.
That's good.
It's just like a relationship. You just don't grab anything. So don't be just trying to grab a church.
That's good.
Because pastoring is more than just preaching and teaching and anniversaries. You have to be able to administrate as well.
Yes.
But I was here faithful. And a lot of people think this is easy. Pastoring where your father pastored for 45 years.
Wow.
And so I hear guys all the time, man, you got it made. But until I tell them my story, and they're like, wow, I never thought that could happen. So the challenge is that, number one, people still see you as little Stevie.
You're not little Stevie.
Yes.
You're Travis.
Oh, I seen him. I helped change his diaper.
Yes.
I watched him grow. I watched his mistakes.
Yes.
But it's a different position now.
Yes.
The roles have changed.
Yes.
From what they were.
Yes.
But here's the book that I'm getting ready to share, and I'm putting it out there early. The struggle was when Moses led the people to a certain distance.
Yes.
And died. Then Joshua took over and led them on to the
Come on, Travis.
But here's the tension. What do you do and how do you handle it when the people are looking at Moses and Joshua?
My God. And
you have people saying, no.
Come on.
That's my pastor.
Yes.
And then the Joshua people are saying, no, that's the pastor.
Yeah.
So some kind of way you have to learn how to bridge the gap.
That's good.
Moses is no longer leading. Joshua is now leading.
Yes.
Now, I have to applaud my father, because if my father wasn't willing to let it go, it would have caused more tension.
Yes.
And broke up the ministry. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But my father was willing. He said, I don't want to preach.
Yes.
I don't want to. He doesn't want to preach now. My father has went into a intercessor's role.
Yes, he knew. Can I tell you who else did that? Pastor Happy Caldwell.
Yeah.
He backed away from agape on his own terms because he got into the position of a mentor, of intercessor's
Right,
role.
right.
Your dad didn't
Right.
wait till he died off.
No.
He backed out,
He backed out.
and said, and that's what good leadership is.
Right,
Good
right.
leadership can step down from the reins.
Right. Oh, yes.
And say,
Right.
it doesn't modify me.
Right.
It doesn't water me down.
Right.
There's more to me than just
Right.
I don't even want to preach. I'm
Right.
going to let my son do this.
Right.
And then I'm going to get in a position and be his intercessor.
Right.
I'm going
Right.
to be his mentor.
That's right.
I'm going to coach him through. And that's what good leadership does. Good
Right.
leadership develops and then gets out the way and lets you do
That's
you.
right. That's
yeah.
right.
And lets
so
you do
he
you.
actually done that, which made the process much easier. And when people
That's
would come to
good.
him,
Yeah.
he would say, "No, I'm not your pastor. I'm not your leader anymore." He said, "My son is leading."
Yeah.
So, consoling him or whatever. But he was very, very, very instrumental in doing this.
Good.
And I'm very glad that he done that, because if it wasn't, I know guys that are suffering right now.
Yeah.
Not if it's just their father, but they have followed the reins of a great man. And it's hard.
Your queen said you've done an awesome job
Oh,
bridging
thank
the
you.
gap.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you.
queen.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you get a gift for that. I'm gonna work on your behalf, boo boo. I love that. Though.
Yeah, but that's the challenging part of it. And I must say the people have responded well.
That's good.
But it takes a minute. It takes a while for people to really trust your leadership. When you're following a great man who is phenomenal, known across the country,
Yeah.
known across the city, who has done great work for 45 years.
Yes.
It's very challenging to follow the footsteps of them.
Because people compare too.
But here's what I tell people. My father wears a size 12 and I wear a size 11. So I never can walk in his shoes.
Travis, come on, say
But I
that.
can create my own path
You can create your
to
own
success.
path.
And that's what we're supposed to do.
Create your own
Yeah.
path. And so many times we try. It's funny that when I took over sickle cell support services
Right,
from Jermaine,
right.
one of the things I
Right.
said to him was,
But you're doing an awesome job.
"Thank you, baby." One of the things I said to him was, "I cannot walk in your shoes."
Yes.
And he said similar thing to me. He said, "Baby, you were never meant to.
Right.
You wear
That's
high
right.
heels,
That's
and
right.
I don't."
That's right. That's right.
You
That's
know,
powerful.
he was like, "You wear
Right.
high
That's
heels,
powerful.
and I don't wear high heels."
Right. Right.
And so you were never meant. This should begin to look like you.
Right.
This should begin to be
Right.
fast. And I just made some recent changes
Right.
to build a team
Right.
so that I could focus on some other
right.
areas of ministry.
That's right.
So that's very powerful. That's what he told me. You were never meant to walk my shoes. And I
Right.
think so many times we try to fill other people's shoes or
Right.
fit into other people's shoes, and we're not even supposed to fit into their shoes.
Right.
We're
Right.
supposed to do exactly what you said,
That's right.
which is create our own path.
That's right. That's right.
You know, you're not just, and that's why I tell you all the time, you have great history,
Right.
lineage is important, but
Right.
you're not just Vincent's little brother, Sonia's little brother.
Vincent,
Hey,
hey,
Vincent, hey, Vincent. You're just not Vincent's little brother. You're not just Sonia's little brother. You're not Bishop's little brother.
Right, right.
You're not just Uncle Ulysses' son.
Right.
You're Travis.
Right.
And that's why I call him Travis, because for me,
Right.
Travis is the unique identifier
Right,
that
right.
sets him apart.
Right.
Because everybody has known him as Stephen T.
Right.
or Pastor Robinson. Travis for me is the unique identifier that sets you apart into this uniqueness.
Right.
So let's transition and talk. People have heard you preach. I think I can pass out anytime you preach. Like there is such a power and a glory that comes to you when you preach. And you are an amazing psalmist. So I want to start talking about this music because I love to hear you sing. You can sing, like I can probably sit up and listen to you sing anytime. It always brings tears to my eyes. Let's talk about this music that's in you. People talk about your preaching, but I know that the depth of the music is the core of who you are. Mm-hmm. You got your worship on. I love that, the worship gear that he has on. Let's talk about this music in you. What did you first start out singing?
My dad started us at 3.
That's little, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. He started at the Dunbar Community Center. I think I had a picture. I put it on Facebook not too long ago of him sharing and letting us share at Dunbar Community Center at the age of 3.
Yeah.
And as we went on, like I said, I love basketball, but I always had an ear for music. Mm-hmm. Even in school, I would always sing and just to be honest, you know, sing and the girls go, oh
yes, and you had that ducktail.
Oh yeah.
And you was fine.
But let me tell you something. I had that Bobby Brown wop.
Yes, you did.
I don't care what you say. Bobby was my dude.
Yes,
Bobby Brown.
You had that Bobby Brown wop.
If you told me I wasn't Bobby Brown, I would get mad.
You could see my prerogative like
I had
nobody
the shoes
else.
with the gold tips on them.
Yes,
the MC Hammer baggy pants. Used to be dancing. Everybody
don't even know that. I know that. Like our Christmases used to get tense. I remember I got a boom box and we were carrying it around because we used to go from house to house on Christmas and we would crank it up and we would be. But here's the funny stuff part. My grandmother, his dad, they were not into us listening into R&B. No. So we couldn't play cards. We couldn't play dominoes. No. We came from a different lineage of people.
We played Monopoly. We had to write our numbers down.
Because they didn't want dice was gambling.
Oh, that was a sin.
That was a sin. Y'all gambling in the house. Wow. You know, we couldn't have cards in the house. So a lot of times we were in the back room. Everybody was always glad to come to my mom's house because my mom was not as traditional, remember? But anytime we were at any of our aunts or our other people's house, like it was crazy.
That was a sin. No.
So we would be in the back sneaking, listening to cassette tape and music and stuff that we didn't have. But let's talk about this music. Like, when did you, like I always, because he knows I'm kind of like his opposite. I love hip hop. So the question becomes, everybody always asks, when did you fall in love with hip hop? When did you fall in love with R&B? And who was the first artist besides Bobby Brown?
Oh, wow. Where I learned to really sing, I always tell people this, that I learned to mimic what the artist was doing. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to trip you out. The first person that I mimicked was Freddie Jackson.
Wow.
You are my lady.
Yes. Okay, so sing a little bit. Come on, just a little bit.
You are my lady.
Yeah.
My love.
Yeah.
Everything I need and more. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
But yeah, Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross.
Okay.
Man, those were my two.
Yes.
That I really learned to mimic.
Okay.
And that's when I really fell in love with R&B and all of that.
Okay. Yeah, because I like R&B, but I was definitely trying to do some hip hop stuff. I think my rap name was Lady K.
All right, Lady K.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, Lady K.
I was at home writing some rhymes. I'm telling you, I was at home writing some rhymes. But music is also a core of our family, it just moved.
It is.
And I know now you sing with Chosen.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What's up, Chosen?
To anybody who's on, Bishop Kenneth L. Robinson, Chosen. Who else is in the group? Lindsay.
Pastor Kendall Summons.
Okay, Summons.
Minister Nick Kendrick.
Yes.
Jabron Allen.
Yes.
Will Kendrick, KJ, AJ.
Okay.
DJ Jabron.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
Kelly Walker. So many.
Okay. No, that's good. Oh, Kelly said, hey. So I'm telling you, so tell me what's going on now with music now for you. Where is music for you now? Because everybody sees you pastoring. Mm-hmm. Where is music for you now?
Well, actually, music right now is, I've taken on the task of, my solo project was supposed to have been out a while back. Okay. And my mom passed. I really hate that because she was really excited, but I know she'll be, watching and looking or whatever. But that's where I'm at now. Okay. Solo project, I'm working on it. I'm gathering songs and writers, and I'll go into that in a minute. But that's where I'm at now. Okay. And I'm taking a different turn. Okay. Because God has gifted me to do every genre of music. So
it won't be just quartet?
No. On this project, it will be quartet. It will be praise and worship. Yes. It will be choir, traditional gospel. Yeah. It'll be gospel, hip hop gospel. Yeah. I'll even have a country gospel. Oh, wow. I have a gospel blues.
I can't wait.
Gospel blues song.
Yes.
Gospel jazz. And
this is going to be dope.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Going through challenges right now, but you know as well as I know, anything that's challenged, always success comes after.
Always.
So that's
why do people think every time God assigns you something that it's going to flow smooth?
It's not.
It's not, because everything gets in the way to try to keep you from doing what you need to do.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It does. It does. It's a challenge, but I accept the challenge.
Because you have so many hats and roles. Your
I
husband,
do.
your father.
Oh, man.
You're an active father. You're not just like, I've seen you up in Fayetteville with Sky.
Yep.
You're always at STJ's games.
With
And
Khalil,
with Khalil, with all your other
all of them,
Maurice,
yeah.
you're with all your kids. And so you're just not just pastor. You've got a really good work-life balance. And I'm going to ask you that at the end, because I want to talk about that, because sometimes pastors have a hard time keeping the work-life balance, the ministry life balance. And so this new project is coming out, is going to have all those. What inspired this project? What inspired you to do all the different genres of music?
Well, first of all, I thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for gifting me to sing. Everybody can't sing all of those genres of music.
Yes.
So I wanted to be maybe not the first one, but one of those who targeted every area.
Yes.
And when you put the CD in, it just flows from every area.
Yes.
Turns the corner.
Yes.
And you say, wow, this guy's doing this. Wow.
Yes.
This guy's doing this. Wow, he's able to sing that.
Yeah.
And when you're able to do that, God has especially gifted you to do that. So
yeah. So R&B right now, what's in your iPod? Who are you listening to? Who's on your phone? Who are some of your favorites right now? I'm not R&B, for gospel. Who are some of your favorites right now? Who are you?
Well, I love praise and worship. Mm-hmm. I really love, there's a lot of Jermaine Dolly.
Jermaine Dolly, okay.
I've been listening at him.
Yeah.
Of course, you listen at Fred Hammond and those guys.
Yeah, the
like
Fred one was one of your favorites. I don't think people know how much. I knew how much you love Fred.
Fred,
Yeah.
I listen to Marvin Sapp. I listen at a lot of guys. And I'm going to tell you the guy who's really turned my attention to worship, and I love his style, that's Travis Green.
I love Travis Green.
Travis Green.
I love Travis
is
Green.
phenomenal.
When I heard Intentional, I was
man.
like, oh my God. Like when I heard Intentional, I was like, this is everything.
And I love him
me.
because he writes from the soul. Mm-hmm. All of his music is just, it ministers to your soul. Mm-hmm. And that's what I try to do when I write a song.
Yeah.
I want people not just to get happy or whatever. I want people to just think. Mm-hmm. And I want it to minister to their souls. So, yeah.
That's really powerful. So we're almost getting out of time. I'm glad I get the luxury to prolong and let it go a little longer. That's the benefit that it comes with it being my show. I want to touch back and go back to pastoring a little bit, because sometimes this is so hard. A couple of weeks ago, my mom and I talked about grief and different depression and things from the holidays. And one of the things my mom made what she talked about was how many pastors that she knew was in counseling, right? Mm-hmm. And she said, and that people they needed to talk about things that were going on with them because congregation and people not giving them the permission to be human. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you are very good at keeping a good work-life balance, a ministry life balance. I remember your dad being too. I remember even though he was very traditional church, family was still the core of everything. I want you to share, how is it, like what kind of things do you make sure, or checks and systems that you put in place so that you keep this ministry life in balance?
Well, it starts with you developing people around you. The more you develop people around you, the better it is for you to be away.
Okay.
When you can trust people that they have your heart to do what's right.
Yes.
You know, not only in the eyesight of God, but in the eyesight of their leader.
Yes.
When a good leader has good people around him,
yes.
around them that he can trust,
yeah,
then it's easy for him to break away and go away and be with family.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have that luxury, you have to make it up in your mind that family is a main priority, that you have to put family first. And that's what I learned to develop. When I first started out, I was all about the church.
Yes.
All about the church. I got to do this because of the pressure of coming behind a great man, the pressure of having a Bishop Robinson as a brother.
Yes.
The pressure of having a junior, because they've all gone before you.
Yes.
And they've all been successful. So my mind, when I first came in, was like, I gotta be great. I gotta do great. I gotta do bigger. I gotta do greater.
Yeah.
But then the family was lacking.
Yeah.
My children were lacking.
Suffering, yeah.
Yeah, my wife they were suffering.
Yes.
Saying, when are you gonna come home?
Yes.
Especially when we done the remodeling.
Model up here, yeah.
I mean, I was here, eat, sleep, and I was here.
Yes.
And my family was suffering. So the more you put good people around you to do these things, the better it is for your family. Because I tell you, pastors, we just had a pastor who just quit, a pastor who just committed suicide.
Yep.
Pastors are challenged on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
This is a tough job and a tough calling. So a pastor needs that break to be with his family. A pastor has to distinguish and separate the two sanctuaries.
Ooh, come on, Travis.
This sanctuary doesn't need to be the sanctuary where you live.
No.
Because that's a place of peace.
No.
When you go there, sometimes the pastor he don't want to hear about the membership.
The church.
He don't want to hear about the church.
No.
He just want to be at home and relax with his family, hear about what's going on with them. And I give Lady Kayla her props because she's learned how to master that house.
Yes.
Even though I've been away, but I'm learning how to go home and be,
yes.
the father I'm supposed to be, the husband I'm supposed to be, and not to let them go lacking.
And I think people don't think, it's funny that you said that. When I felt the same way when I first launched in the ministry, I was just going hard, and even when we went into our nonprofit organization, I was going hard.
Right.
And then the Lord started talking to me about the balance between this.
Yeah,
and it's so funny because when I shut coffee and conversations down, when I'm not doing pillow talk, when I'm not ministering, I'm living life. And home is home. You feel me? Like home is home.
Right.
And my kids, I don't bring that into the house with my kids. I'm not married now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bring that in the house. I'm their mom first.
Right.
Like I'm their mom first. And I enjoy being that. And when I become a wife, I don't care how famous I get, how big this blows up. You know my core. You know what I'm saying? The thing becomes my house first. My ministry is to my house first. And I truly believe in women being the manager of their homes. You know how traditional I am. And that we are to create a sanctuary for you guys. So I'm glad you said that Kayla
you've done that with excellence.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Excellence to Jermaine.
Thank you,
I promise you, I watch you.
Thank you.
You were phenomenal.
Thank you.
So your next Boaz is going to be blessed.
He's going to be blessed.
To have
Thank
you.
you.
I promise
Thank you. But I understood how important, no matter what, and I was teaching and doing all this other stuff.
Oh, you had a lot of hats.
No matter what I had going on,
Right.
home had to shift.
Right.
And I become wife and I become mom. And I wanted him to be able to come home and feel sanctuary.
Right.
I wanted him to know when he hit the door that this was his sanctuary. I wanted him to run home. Like I wanted him to be like, nah, fellas, my wife is at home. Because you know what? I watched that with your parents too. Your mom and dad did everything together.
They did.
They did everything together. Your mom, even when she was physically not able to do some things and challenge, your mom still supported your dad in everything. And I think when we're in ministry and leadership and we're called to people, if we don't have the balance to keep that out, we'll miss. But I tell anybody, your first ministry is to your house. Your first mission is to your house. Your first call is to your house. If my kids lack, how I'm going to give you if my kids are lacking what they need emotionally, spiritually, and everything else. So you are good at that. You're a Razorback fan. I see you supporting your team. You'll be out doing fun stuff. I see you living life. And I think that's so important because we think pastors just preach.
Here lately, and some preachers may think this is a sin, but this will help somebody. The activities that my children have, before I wouldn't have missed a Sunday for nothing in the world. I would have felt like I was sinning. Now they'll tell you, if Sky, Maurice, Khalil, CJ's been having tournaments on Sunday. Guess where I've been?
At them tournaments? Come on.
At the tournament.
Yes.
If they're in town and I can make it still to preach, I'll preach. But if not, that's why you have people around you.
Come on, Travis.
To
Teach
carry
this.
the service on and to preach.
Yes.
I don't ever want any of my children to say, my father was too busy with church that he couldn't even support what I had going on.
Yep.
So when Steve J or whoever, Sky or whoever, Maurice, Khalil, they look out. I want them to see my face.
Me in the place.
Yeah, my father is here. Wow, I'm important. He left his job, his preaching on Sunday, to be here to support me. Sky really opened my eyes here not too long ago. And we had a little heated conversation. And she got into it. Me and her was talking, and she was really pouring out to me. And I was in pastor mode, trying to talk to her. She said, "No, Daddy, I'm not looking for my pastor. I'm looking for my daddy."
And I had that same conversation with my dad.
And I was like, wow. And I never thought about that. She want me to be dad right now. She don't want me to be pastor. So I was like, God forgive me. You know?
No, it's funny that you said that because the Lord showed me something. He said, I was such a caregiver to Jermaine.
Right.
And he said, when the next one comes,
right,
you're just going to be his wife.
Wow.
And I was in the shower,
Wow.
and he said, you're just going to be his wife, LaKisha. You're not
Wow.
to be anything else but his wife. You're not going to be in coach mode and
Right.
partnership mode. You're just going to be his wife. You're just going to get in a position and be his wife. And I think it's so hard for us sometimes.
Right.
Because we do minister, we do counsel, we do. Sometimes we go in the mode. So I'm grateful for you to provide Sky with a place for her to be able to say that.
Right.
Because other people don't want to talk to their kids about where they're lacking.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to the kids about where they're lacking or where they're missing. They don't even want to share what you share. They want to pretend like their pulpit is perfect.
No, and it's not.
And it's not.
And it's
you know what
not.
I'm saying? And there's struggles and there's issues going on. And it's not. So what would you share with a young man in ministry or even a young woman in ministry or a young a person in ministry? What would you share with them? Just give them a few of your lessons that you want them to understand as they're accepting their call, as they're because I'm gonna tell you something else. This competition thing right now.
Oh, I hate it.
This competition thing, like my ministry, my church is in competition with yours. I don't know what that's about, and that's not kingdom.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? That's not kingdom. One of the things that I've always loved about you is that you trust me with your members. You know what I'm saying? They're up watching coffee and conversation, and you called me and you said to me, "I trust you with anything of mine because I know you're just gonna lead them back to where they need to be."
Right.
That's rare, Travis.
I know it.
That's rare because right now people competing, like they competing for members.
That can only happen
for
though when you're not intimidated.
Because you've done the work.
That can only happen. That's why people don't understand. I've had some of the greatest teachers and preachers that
That's
come
good.
here.
That's good.
And I'm not intimidated.
Come
Because
on.
God has given me my own gift.
Your own
unique gift to teach.
And
preach.
your gift makes room for
It
you.
makes room
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
You know, so you can't be intimidated because another person has a great gift to teach, to preach, to sing. I have never been like that.
Yes.
Never.
Yes. Yeah. So what would your advice be to a man? Anything you want to share this last of just even in ministry or managing your household, whatever you want to share, just give some advice. Because I think men need to hear from other men. And you already did real big. Like you did real big when you said, I couldn't come into what I needed to come into for Kayla because I had to deal with my own insecurities first, right?
Right.
So what else would you share with just men out there trying to find themselves or walk in ministry? Give them something that they need that they can take from this.
Well, in ministry, I would say learn and be faithful as much as you can.
That's good.
And don't worry about maybe being looked over. Don't focus so much on the watch, looking at the time.
That's good.
You know, saying, man, it's my time. This should have happened by now. And you're watching others.
Yes.
You know, as they pastor or progress in ministry.
Yes.
Don't focus on the watch.
Yes.
I'll tell you, focus on the work.
That's good.
Focus on the work.
That's good.
You know, be faithful to the work.
Yes.
And the rest will follow. And in marriage or in relationship, make sure, and I tell people, I said this the other day to a gentleman, we don't understand. He says, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And we know what he did for the church.
Yes.
He died for the church.
Yes.
So we are really, LaKisha, we are the saviors of our family.
Come on.
If anybody's going to take the nails, if anybody's going to take the spikes and the beatings, it's got to be the man in order to save his family.
That's why I just can't anybody sit at my table.
They can't.
That's why I'm looking. That's why I if I pick you, and I know that sounds funny because here's the thing: he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. The man will pursue you, but if I choose, like once you've pursued me, if I say yes, it's because I know that you can take the nails for this
Come
family.
on now. Come on now.
Like, I know that you can take
Yeah.
the nails. I know that you can
Take
deal.
the beatings.
You can take the beatings. I know that you can deal with the fact, okay, my wife is in ministry. I got a woman preacher at home.
Right.
My husband made you really blessed me because you told me something. You prophesied into my life and you said he's not going to look like Jermaine.
Right.
Remember you told me that?
Sure
You said the
Sure
Lord
did.
has showed you he wasn't going to look like Jermaine. He won't have that position in ministry. You showed me that. You prophesied that into my life.
Right.
So it let me open to see what he would look like. Right. And but I'm telling you, like, you're saying something so powerful here. I need to know. I look for a protector. I look for somebody who's going to protect me at all costs. Somebody who's going to not let this world, who can even protect me from myself.
That's right. That's right.
You feel me? Because I go hard. You know how I am.
That's right.
I go hard. When God tells me something, I go hard. And so I look for a certain amount of protective characteristics. Right. That he can take the nail.
Right.
That's powerful.
Right.
That he can take the hits.
Yeah.
That if somebody comes to him about his wife, that he can provide, that he can get in position for his household. Yeah. Those are the things that I look for.
Right. And you have to have that.
Yeah, that's powerful.
You have to have that.
Because a man is priest, king, and prophet to his home.
That's it, to his home.
He is priest, king, and prophet to his home.
And you have to master your home before you try to master the church.
Yes.
Even the word says that.
Yes.
You know, how can one rule the house of God when he can't rule his own home?
My God.
So you have to master home first.
Yes.
Your wife and your children have to respect and know that you're a leader at the house first.
Yes.
You know, because you are to cover them. That's your job.
Yes.
To cover them. If you look at a hubcap, that root word, hub, and what does a hubcap do? It covers.
Your title.
It covers.
Travis, we're going to have to part to this. Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So your job as a husband, that same word is to cover.
And I think...
And it covers the ugly part. You see what I'm saying?
And it covers the ugly part.
Because
that tire without that rim is ugly.
Now you see what I'm saying.
Come on, Travis. My God.
So it covers.
But I think we put so many pressures on men, right? We put so many pressures on men, and I'm not saying women don't have pressures, but we put so many false expectations and pressures, and we won't allow men to shift into position, especially if you've been a single woman on your own. You want to come to the table and tell them how to get it done. But if you're in the position and you shift in position, can I tell you something? I don't want to run it all.
I know that's
you know how I am.
Right, I know.
Like, I don't want to run it all. And people think because I'm such a leader that I don't, man, as a matter of fact, you can do this however you want to. Right. Let me serve under your leadership. Right. I'll make enough decisions on my own.
Right, that's right.
And as a woman, you got to be able to yield that to the household because he will take the nails.
But as a man, you also have to look at your weaknesses.
My God.
And if your wife is strong in a particular area, let her work it.
My God, that's good.
You're a team.
Yes.
And she's making you look good. So it
wow.
doesn't make you, and men have to understand, it doesn't make you less of a man that your wife knows how to manage money better than you.
Come on, Travis.
Y'all a team.
So
if she knows how to do that, and women, it doesn't make you less of a woman that your man knows how to cook better than you.
Come on now. And I can cook, but I'm believing God for somebody who wants to just cook. Like, that's what they want to do. Right. Be like, baby, I got food. I'm going to be like, thank you, Jesus.
Right.
And I'll keep everything else managed and clean. No. Right. But I think society has, even even though I said we shared about traditionalism, I think in the traditionalism, everybody fits in their unique roles and parts and fills the gaps, like you said, and he becomes the hubcap.
That's
he
it.
covers
He covers the
That's
ugly
powerful.
part.
That's powerful. The ugly part.
Yeah.
Because it's some ugliness. It's something to marriage. Like, people think marriage is just
it's not.
about waking up next to somebody and your legs are entangled. No. And some days you wake up and be like, I don't even want to sit next to you.
Right.
Hey, y'all, we out of time. I'm going to have to come back and bring Travis in on some life lessons with Stephen T. He is such a powerful, powerful man of God. And I am just so blessed to have him in my life. I don't know what I would do without you. Like, realistic. You've spoken to me so many times and just encouraged me, even when I started ministry, sharing my Pillow Talk flyers. I was so scared of this. You know what I'm saying? Walking into ministry, and because people teach you, don't no woman start no ministry without no man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And here you talking about a single woman who said, nope, I heard the call. I'm starting ministry, man or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm starting this
Right.
ministry. I'm doing this thing. And you just encouraged me so much. And I think the love and the relationship between us is so genuine.
Oh, it goes back.
And when we get off here, it'll become funny.
Right. Right.
You know, and we'll crack
But
some jokes.
I didn't have any guys my age when we were coming up. Did you notice that?
You know what? I never thought about that. That's right.
It
You
was
didn't.
me, you, and Vichy.
Yeah, no, and that's right. And me, you, and my cousin LaKisha, who lives in California,
Yeah.
there wasn't. There
Right.
was just a dominance of women.
Right.
And so it let us build this real serious bond
Right.
and real serious relationship between each
Right.
other. And just a lot of love and support, like a lot of love and support. You know what I'm saying? Just a
Right.
lot of love and support. So give your final closing. You can shout out whoever you want to shout out. Definitely shout out to Lady Kayla.
Yeah, Lady Kayla.
Yeah.
The
New
kids.
Zion Grove
Yes.
Baptist Church.
Right.
I am NZG. Go follow them.
NZG Nation.
Yeah, NZG Nation. Follow in. Go like their page. You can request him as a friend. I don't know how many more friend spaces he has, but definitely go to the New Zion Grove page. Can I tell you, I need to tell you one more thing. I appreciate your excellence in your flyers and your ministry.
Thank you.
And how excellent you set. You don't even know this. You set the bar for how I came out in ministry.
Wow, to God
you
be the
set the
glory.
bar.
To
Like
God
I
be
started
the
seeing your flyers and
God
you
be
set
the
the
glory.
bar, and I was like, if his stuff is excellent, my stuff will be excellent.
God be the
And
glory.
then your shout out to
Eric
Eric
Helms.
Helms.
Eric
Helms. If you don't know who Eric
E.
Helms is, go find E. Let him do your flyers.
EMH Graphics. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
EMH Graphics. You set the bar. Like I was like, if his stuff looks like this, then my stuff looks like this.
Right,
Because
right.
even though I'm not at New Zion Grove, I'm still a member. This is home for me.
Oh, yeah, she's
you
here.
know, I'm
She's
still
here.
this still church home for me. And you set the bar, like you set the bar for me, and I thank you for that because I see people who do ministry, and God has the lowest standard in the kingdom is excellence.
Yes.
And so you and I made a decision. We'll spend the money on it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because the lowest standard in the kingdom
Right.
is excellence.
Right. Right.
And so you set that bar, and I was like, okay, if his flyers look like this is what LMJ stuff gonna look
to
like.
God be the glory.
Yeah, this is what my standard is. And you went above, and people might have said it don't take all that, but presentation is everything.
It's everything.
Presentation
It's
is everything. Visualization.
Marketing.
And marketing is
Yes,
still
it's
a part
everything.
of ministry. Marketing is still a brand. Somebody said give flyer person name again.
Eric Helms.
Yes, Eric Helms.
EMH Graphics.
EMH Graphics. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing.
He's doing my He's doing my solo project cover too.
Yeah, he's doing his solo project. He's the one that does all my flyers for Pillow Talk, for Coffee and Conversations. He's gonna be working on my book cover when I
Mine
release
too.
this book, his book cover. We are loyal to him. We love Eric Helms tremendously. So thank you for that. Shout out to our uncle. He may not never see this, Reverend Ulysses C. Robinson,
right.
for being a forefront in our lives.
Yes.
Like just being a forefront in our lives. Leading Bishop, we got to shout out Bishop.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bishop Kenneth Robinson.
My pastor.
His pastor. Shout out to Bishop. Shout out to my pastor Craig and Show Banks.
What's that?
Like we just got so many
Apostle?
family members. Apostle Craig and Show Banks.
Yes.
Shout out to Junior Robinson. We got preachers in our family. Shout out to
Pastor Junior.
Yeah, Pastor Junior Robinson. I mean, like find out our history and our lineage, and you'll be like,
Robinson
the whole Robinson clan is out there. My great grandmother, I think, had 8 kids, and it just multiplied.
Wow.
We have people who preaching and ministering in California and all over this world. So shout out to our family. Now, before I close out, I'm going to be sharing some stuff on my page. A very good friend of mine is in kidney failure. He is one of my best friends that I grew up with.
Wow.
He needs a kidney, and I need to find him one. So please pay attention to my page. I'm going to share some links of how you can get registered to be a live kidney donor if you feel that in your spirit. I'm going to try to see if I'm a match. I don't know what the Lord is going to let me do with this, but even if I'm not a match, I need to help find him a kidney, and we're dropping the link to this information. If you know someone, or if you're bold enough to be able to give a kidney for him, I need to find a kidney for my best friend. Like, we have 2 months to find a kidney, and I'm just believing God to do something major. He doesn't live here in Little Rock, and so I'm in search. So y'all gonna see more about that. I'm in search for a kidney. Guess what? we're about to get out of here, but I have to tell you this. LMJ is 44 years old tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be 44 years old.
Look like you're 24.
Thank you, baby. I'm super excited about becoming 44. I don't know why. It's like a double. I'm the double portion anointing. I just think God is about to double everything in my life. So tomorrow I will be 44 years old.
Wow.
My t-shirt line is up, lmjministriesshop.com. Go over and grab you a t-shirt all weekend long. You can take 25% off. Just use the code LMJ44. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Coffee and Conversations with LaKisha. Follow Pastor Travis. I'm telling you, he's got some amazing things going on.
Solo project.
This solo project is coming. We're going to do a release party for him. I'm telling you, double, Casey. That's what I just believe God is showing me, a double portion of everything coming into my life.
It'll be coming in March.
Solo project will be released in March, so be looking for that.
So many people on it.
Deuce. Yeah.
So many people.
I know. We're going to try to get my son, Keyshawn. If you don't know who he is, go follow Keyshawn. Tori Delaney.
Nikita Fox.
Okay, Nikita Fox.
So Lil Rodney Evans.
Yeah,
Jabron, Pastor John Terry.
Are you going to let DJ be on?
Frank
DJ's going to be on the album. Frank
Pastor
Harris.
Chris Williams.
Okay.
Man.
Man.
So Pastor Dwayne Lindsay. It's so many. I'll have 20 songs.
Oh, wow. So it's going to be a great album. I cannot
CD.
wait. A double CD.
The PSTR1
project. CD. PSTR1 project will be coming in March. So y'all be looking for that project.
Tootie is producing.
Oh, Melvin St. Nick Coleman is the producer for this project. So we're super excited about this project. Reggie Forte. This project is going to be dope. Log onto my website, LaKisha
Will Kendricks,
Johnson.
I'm sorry.
Okay, he keeps going. Will Kendricks. He's trying to shout out everybody.
Dion Allen will be on it. So many.
He's got such a gifted team behind him.
Bo
Floyd, I know.
Chaz.
Oh no, keep going. I love it.
It's going to be amazing.
Hey, I will see you guys Monday morning for Coffee and Conversations. Tomorrow I'll have a Sunday's Inspiration. My Sunday's Inspiration is only 5 minutes. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about being a big fish in a little pond.
Wow.
And those are always for the entrepreneur in you. I'm going to talk about being a big fish in a little pond. And then Monday morning Coffee and Conversations, I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wow.
Romans 8:28.
Wow.
All things work for the good. All things are working for your good. We'll be talking about that Monday.
Join us tomorrow too.
Yeah. You don't know where you want to go to church tomorrow? Get here, New Zion Grove Church.
9:30.
At 9:30. I told you there are only a few churches that I endorse. New Zion Grove Church is one of the churches that I endorse. You don't have a church home? I'm telling you, they'll receive you here. Oh, one more thing. They are also ministry in action. You guys know how I feel about that MIA. They are out in the streets. Thanksgiving, they were out serving the people. They're serving the community around them. On Thanksgiving, they fed over 450 people. Yes, Cheryl, he will create logos. They fed over 4. He doesn't believe that ministry is just in the pulpit. No. He believes that ministry is out in these streets, ministering to the people that need you. It's not just enough for us to sit in the church and get fat. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I love about him. He believes in action in the community. And it's not just for Thanksgiving. They serve the homeless population. Yearly. He's from McAlmont. Shout out to McAlmont.
McTown.
Shout out to McAlmont. And he makes sure he serves the community from the people that sit at his table. We love you guys so much. Y'all know how I feel about that. I love this guy with everything in me. Y'all go be loved today. Love.